Good morning, Tarkov. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Got some cool stuff to talk about today. We actually have some interesting topics that I'll kind of break some stuff down at the beginning, as we were doing usually with the last few days. Or sorry, as the opposite of what we've been doing for the last few days. And let me get the intro out of the way, though, first. If you guys are watching the VOD, so if you're watching the video after the fact of this live stream, you can go ahead and look in the description and the comment section, and I should have some pins down there for timestamps so that you guys can just skip right to whatever the major subject of the stream is for that day. Today we're going to be talking about the Victory Day stuff that just popped up, as well as a Twitch Rivals tournament that, given how it's going to be working and the date of it, is actually very interesting. So as we're waiting for some people to show up, let's skip over to this screen and we'll get the slideshow going a little bit. Hey Staggy, hey Josh, hey Josh, hey Raleigh. What you do, Hammer? Oh, the stupid emote thing. I don't know why Nightbot's doing that with the emote thing. I thought I increased that, but maybe not. Luckily, it's just for 5 seconds, so you know not to do that, Hammer Time. We'll just do one emote. Hey, Galax. Hey, Bartos. Maxim, how you doing? Morning from Tarkov. Howdy, Larry. Good nights. Yeah, it's good morning. What you mean, King? 15 minutes on the clock. Scav run up to resort. Hit stash run. Then hit jacket. Here, Sanitar laughs so hard. Go. Here, Sanitar laugh. Say, go hard, go broke. Walked out with Sanitar. Nice, dude. Nice, Tetsuo. No Scar today or SVT? No, not today. It would be Friday. We're going to talk about that. It's definitely not going to be the Scar. Scar's 12.11. In case you guys weren't on, in case you guys didn't know or didn't understand what I meant with that, the Victory Day thing is not 12.11. 12.11 is not going to come with Victory Day. 12.11 is going to be separate, but we'll get more into that later. No gun set. No, not today. It's Friday, guys. We'll get into it. It's the 7th. I mean, it's going to be tomorrow, so it'll be tomorrow. We'll talk about that a bit more. Congrats on 1,000 followers. Yeah, that was cool. I've been trying to get to that the 4 digits there. What's up, What's up, Alexander? Nothing like hearing Sanitar laugh in the middle of the night. I don't know. I think there's cultists that might be a little bit more creepy because they do laugh before they stab you sometimes. That's pretty good. Still no translation. No, we are still waiting on that, guys. Just as a heads up. I wrote up a thing just to explain to you guys what happened here. Still, it's gonna, I'm gonna get them eventually here. It's just that they got a few busy days going for the past few days here, so I'm sure they've got enough on their plate. So maybe Nikita ended up saying something. Maybe Nikita ended up actually saying a bit too much, and their PR guy wanted to tone it down. Unfortunately for us, but that's what their plan is. So I mean, that's a very real chance that he might have said too much. We'll see. But the questions are answered. I am going to get them at some point here, hopefully today. And they got some busy days here, so we'll see what happens. Eamon Loper, thank you very much for the nice guy support. Really appreciate it. What a nice guy. We get the alerts. Are the alerts on this? Yeah, the alerts are over here.
How do you handle the pressure? Fucking juice time.
Fucking juice time. Thanks, Nikita. Also, thanks, Eamon. Appreciate you, dude. Welcome to the members. You can go check out. I did actually do a member-only video yesterday, so you can go check that out. Every Wednesday, at least, there's going to be a member-only video. So appreciate you, dude. Hi from Spain. Hi from Tarkov. I mean, I was gonna say, well, actually from the United States, but hello from Tarkov. What you mean? I'm in Tarkov. I'm totally in Tarkov right now for sure. Morning, Red Cell. All right, the numbers are getting up there a little bit, so we can start getting into the topic a little bit. But first, let me just we'll turn this down a bit, and let me bring this up for you guys here. So let me show how this. Let me show the series of events when it comes to how I am able to get my questions answered with Nikita here, just so you guys know what's up with that. So there's some more stuff here that we'll get into a bit later. But here is the process that I get for when I ask questions. So this was the first time that I asked questions. So this was a few months back when I made a friend at BSG, and he asked if I had any questions that I wanted to send to Nikita. I could send them his way and see what happens, basically. So I asked one question. I asked about advanced animations, buddy healing, vaulting, body dragging, working ladders, and stuff like that. That video is somewhere from a few months ago. So I asked that question. He approved it. He sent it to Nikita. This right here. He sent it to Nikita. Nikita answered it, and then he sent it back to me. This is how it worked a few months ago, and that is how we have the answers specifically about advanced animations and stuff like that, because I specifically asked about that. Nikita answered, and we got it. So, like I said, BSG said to send him a question, so I sent him a question. The BSG friend that I have there approved the question, then sent it to Nikita. Nikita answered it, sent it back to my BSG friend, and then my BSG friend approved that and then sent it to me. It's changed a little bit since then because it's been a few months, and I'm sure the process or the pipeline, however that ends up working, has changed a little bit. And this is why I didn't want to say anything, but once he said, I got a little anxious. So from now on, guys, I'm literally not going to say anything. I'm not even going to tease it from now on. Because this stuff, for all we know, maybe Nikita spoke a bit too much on every question, and then I'm not going to get the answers, so we'll see. So that's why, from now on, as unfortunate as it is, I'm just not going to tease it anymore, and then I'll wait until I'm literally looking at the answers, because it's a very real chance that, not saying that it's not likely, or it's not saying that it's likely, in fact, it's likely that I get these answers, but there's still a very real chance that I don't even get these answers, so we'll see what happens with this. But anyway, so the way that it worked this time is BSG friend said to send him some questions, so I sent him questions. The BSG friend said that they needed to be revised slightly because of how I worded some of the questions. So the BSG friend revised them and then sent them to approval to somebody else because the pipelines changed. That someone else approved it and then sent it to Nikita. Nikita answered them, but he answered them in Russian and then sent them back to that someone else at BSG. They needed to translate it and then get approval for it in English, and that is what we're waiting on. So Nikita has answered the questions. As far as I know, Nikita has answered my questions, or at least some of my questions, and we're waiting for that to get approval, and they have some busy days coming up here. They've been busy for the past few days, so I'm sure they've got some stuff coming up that is just, higher priority to them. So this is what we're waiting on. We're still waiting on. It's literally the last thing. Just getting the answers. Could happen today. Could happen tomorrow. And I hope it's not longer than that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, getting on to what we're going to be talking about today, though. We'll get on to today's topic. We have a couple of interesting things popping up. For anyone that hasn't noticed, they did announce that there will be a sale with Victory Day. So there is going to be a Victory Day sale tomorrow. It's going to start tomorrow, and it's going to go to the 9th. Where's the tweet for that? Excuse me. Boop. Right, so it is going to go until the 9th of May. So it is going to start tomorrow at 2100 GMT, and then it is going to end on the 9th at 2100 GMT. We're going to get 20% discounts on the standard, Left Behind, Prepare for Escape editions, and then a 25% discount for the Edge of Darkness. And the discounts also work with upgrades. So if you have a standard account and you want to move to Left Behind, you're going to get that discount for whatever the difference is between the two. And same thing goes for whatever you might be doing. And then if you were to go to Edge of Darkness, whatever the difference is between the two, you get the discount there as well. So that's how the sales work, and it is going to start tomorrow. Don't go do it now, and pay attention a little bit. Don't go doing that now. It starts tomorrow. So some interesting info with that is that the Victory Day sale last year is when we got the guns, and that was on May 8th, which was a Friday. There was no patch on that day. The guns just appeared. I even have a video. I have a short video clip somewhere on the channel of when that happened. I'm in the middle of a live stream. I'm just chilling, doing my normal day-to-day stuff, and then I happened to go into Peacekeeper, and there was a bullet. It was the first ever 45 ACP bullet in Escape from Tarkov that wasn't examined, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't have it examined, and then I examined it, realized that it was 45 ACP, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I didn't even realize. I thought that was going to be like a tease. I didn't even know that they were adding the 1911 yet. So someone else said, the 1911 is here. And then I scrolled down, and then there it was. So it unexamined, the 1911 was there. And then someone else said, the PPSH is here. And then we went over to Prapor. Or someone said, go check out Prapor. Go look at Prapor. So I went to go look at Prapor, and then the PPSH was there unexamined as well. So I examined it, and then, there we go. That is how it happened last year. And if they were going to do something this year, I expect it to happen the exact same way. If they were going to end up doing that this year. So tomorrow is the Friday that they're going to start the sale, which was how it worked last year. And so, again, how it worked last year is the guns just appeared. There was no patch. It was just you were in the game with no new guns 1 second, and then the next second, new guns. Surprise. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day for those new guns. That does not mean it's going to be 12.11. I can guarantee you guys it will not be 12.11 tomorrow. It will not be 12.11 for the next couple weeks, actually, because that is going to be the second topic that I wanted to talk about today. A Twitch Rivals Trios tournament is going to be on May 18th, and it is going to be on public servers. So there's a few things that we can go into that, but first off, I wanted to mention that this is a $6,000 tournament going to the first prize winners. That's the most money that we've ever gotten for an Escape from Tarkov tournament. So you're probably going to see everyone who is anyone playing in this tournament on May 18th. And again, it is a trio tournament, which at most, as far as I'm concerned, especially for Rivals, I think the most that we've seen is duos. I know that Evasion's done a whole lot of stuff, but at least for what I'm used to, at least what most of us are used to with these tournaments, we see a lot of either solos or duos, but the trios are a bit interesting. And then for any of you guys that don't know, once the game is a bit more established, I want my thing to be figuring out 5-man groups in Escape from Tarkov. If we can figure out some good communication and we can figure out kind of like a process to working well together in 5-person groups in Escape from Tarkov, I want that to be my thing. I want to crack that nut. I want to figure out how to do that. So because this is on private servers, that could mean a lot. Initially, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's not going to wipe before that because it is the public servers. However, it could be a wipe race. It could be, which would be kind of interesting because everyone's going to be on the same field. But I'm also not thinking that that's going to be the case because if it is a wipe day and it is on public servers, that's going to be chaos. There's going to be so many issues with getting into servers. We're going to have our normal wipe day flood of people onto the servers. There's going to be connection issues. Hell, there might even be some bugs. So it doesn't seem like the right way to go at it if we do it on a wipe day, or if they were to do it on a wipe day or even close to a wipe day and, the next few days of a wipe, or next few days around a wipe kind of a deal, because of all the problems that can pop up with that. So I really, really doubt that it is going to wipe before May 18th. However, May 18th is a Tuesday, and BSG are smart when it comes to the marketing stuff, and they tend to do a lot of the stuff around drops, around tournaments. They tend to stack their releases. They tend to keep it gradual and to keep the publicity going. Again, they do this with tournaments. They do this with wipes. So May 18th being a Tuesday, I'm not going to lie, guys. It's very, very possible that we see something very interesting regarding a wipe that Thursday. So maybe we see a podcast that Thursday. At the very least, I'm assuming we're gonna at least hear something from BSG on that Thursday. So my new big day in terms of the month of May is now May 20th. May 20th is the Thursday after this Twitch Rivals tournament. It's not necessarily a deadline. What's probably the word that I want to use here? It's just an important day in general. I think by then, if not on that day, we are going to get something very important. We're going to either get some kind of podcast, or we are going to get even the patch itself. So May 20th, this isn't from BSG. This isn't from Nikita. If this doesn't end up happening, don't yell at them. Yell at me. I think May 20th is a significant day for Escape from Tarkov. So keep in mind May 20th. And that's just for me again, guys. So if you want to yell at someone, if you really want to or rage about it, you come and you do it to me, not to anyone at BSG, because that is my opinion. That's my thoughts. And I'm sure I'm going to be having to say that every single day, multiple times a day, up until May 20th. But oh well, that's what I signed up for when I did this stuff. All right, so again, May 20th is an interesting day, but the reason why May 20th is an interesting day is because it is a Thursday after this tournament. And in case you guys wanted some more information about the Twitch Rivals tournament, it's going to be an achievement hunt. There's going to be 24 teams of 3 on reserve, and it's going to be for an hour and 40 minutes where they have to do 16 tasks. The top 16 teams will advance to the next stage, which is going to be PvP playoffs. The playoffs are going to be about 3 to 3.5 hours, with the 8 teams in winner's bracket and 8 teams in a loser's bracket. These are going to be on different maps, and there's going to be more details coming. I guess it's going to be 72 hours before the start of the actual tournament. And again, guys, the first place team is going to get $6,000. It's a trio tournament, so that's $2,000 apiece. And as far as I know, that's the biggest prize pool that we've gotten for Escape from Tarkov. And there's also going to be, you know, of course, it's not just going to be the first prize, the first place winners. It's also going to be going down the list, and we've got all the way down to even the 21st team and the 24th team getting a few $100 each, which I think is everybody. So pretty much 24 teams of 3. Yeah, that's everybody. Literally everyone taking part is going to get money, which hasn't happened before, especially with this amount of teams. So they're stepping it up, and it's cool to see that Twitch is encouraging this. Now, last time Twitch actually ran this, they had some people that didn't really know Escape from Tarkov very well. We had a bit of a Polygon walking tank situation, if any of you guys know what I'm talking about with that, where they really didn't know Tarkov very well. So hopefully they get some better, not necessarily better, but maybe it's, you know, maybe they're a bit more well informed, or maybe we can get a little bit of help. I know that a bunch of people have stepped up in the past. I know that Sigma has stepped up and mentioned to Twitch that she would want to do something. Anybody from Evasion really would be a great co-host, or even main host, or whatever, for the Twitch Rivals tournament, because they really, obviously, they know their shit. They really know their shit. So that'd be cool if we got someone that is like day in, day out a part of the Tarkov community running that kind of a thing, because that was a little bit weird last time, having to listen to someone that didn't really know. I mean, they're trying their best. It's okay. Like, you know, they're trying their best. It's cool. I'm glad that they did it. But it was a little weird listening to someone that really didn't know Tarkov talking and narrating it and commentating on it and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, so quick rundown. We got Victory Day starting tomorrow. It is not going to be 12.11, guys. The SCAR is not coming tomorrow. The gun that I'm talking about is going to be, it's going to need to make sense to be in a Russian population recently, and it's going to need to have had some kind of service in some way, shape, or form in World War II. That's the criteria that it met last year. That's going to be the criteria that it's going to need to fit this year in order for it to make sense during a surprise Victory Day sale kind of a thing. It's not going to be 12.11, and it won't be the SCAR. I mean, it won't be anything like that. It's going to be how I explained it in that Victory Day video. And there absolutely won't be a wipe. I can guarantee there won't be a wipe tomorrow. It's going to be the Victory Day thing. It's something completely different. So when that comes to the Victory Day thing, also the sale. So if you guys are looking to upgrade, or if you're looking to buy into the game for the first time, tomorrow would be the first day of 3 days that you're going to want to check that out. And it does end on Sunday, May 9th. So then also after that, we have the Twitch Rivals tournament on May 18th. So that is why I'm saying that there will not be a wipe before that, because it's going to be played on public servers. So I don't think it's a smart decision to have a wipe before that, unless we get it. I mean, today is Thursday, so unless we had it this week and they had a few weeks to prepare, hell, you know, actually, now that I said that, it's maybe we're looking at a possibility that it could be next week, but I'm doubting it. I'm going to be anxious next week. I'm going to see what's up next week. I hope we hear something about maybe even a podcast next week or something. But again, I doubt it. I doubt that we are going to see the patch. I doubt we're going to see the wipe before the 18th. Also, if I want to be a realist here, I want to keep, you know, no stone unturned kind of a thing. it's also just a chance. We have not gotten confirmation from BSG that 12.11 is going to be a wipe. It's a feeling from me personally, and I know I'm not alone with this, but it does make sense for 12.11 to be a wipe. However, we do need to keep in mind that they haven't said anything specific about it, so we do need to stay real with our expectations. And as unfortunate as it may be for, I would like to say the majority of the community that would really like a wipe with 12.11, it's still a very real possibility that they end up not wiping with 12.11. So maybe next week we do see 12.11 and it's not a wipe, and then they end up doing Twitch Rivals on the 18th. It'd be nice, the new stuff would be nice. It'd be nice to check out Scav Karma. It'd be nice with the factory expansion. It'd be nice with the new guns and whatever else they end up putting in that patch. It's just, again, it's going to be unfortunate, given the economy and given the current state of the game and stuff like that. I think the game needs a wipe, and I know I'm not alone with that. And 12.11 makes sense to be a wipe. So we'll see what ends up happening next week. But again, that's going to be May 18th, not next week, but the week after May 18th for that Twitch Rivals tournament. So I think we're going to be hearing something around that. And at the very least, I think May 20th is a very important day. That's going to be a major day that we're going to want to pay attention to as we're going through the rest of the month here. Whether we get a podcast on that day or whether we get the patch itself on that day, May 20th is a significant day in terms of Escape from Tarkov news and just the community for Escape from Tarkov in my mind as of right now. All right, that was the topic I wanted to get to today. Let's get to a big Q&A. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Oh, also, remember, guys, if you use at nice guy space Tarkov, it'll pop up in orange just like Loxer just did there and Nars just did there. And it'll pop up in that bright orange from me in the chat, so it makes it much, much easier to distinguish between people that are asking me specifically a question or just kind of talking in the chat. Did we F? What's with that? Did we F? No, I think we're here. I think we're still here. Not dropping any frames or nothing. It's like you said, they're smart with their marketing. All signs point towards 12.11 wipe. Yeah, so the whole thing with them being smart with their marketing is the timing of it all. They like to have a gradual release of like multiple big publicity things coming up at around the same time. So with May 18th being the Twitch Rivals, I would like to think that they're going to do the same thing that they've done in the past, where they would stack these events one after another. So again, May 20th I think is going to be important. Yep, just like you're seeing a bunch of people do now, especially Alexander Danner, the mod there. At Nice Guy Space Tarkov for questions, boys. Let me take I gotta take a drink too. So I do not lose my voice. All right. What was the community post about? That was what I talked about earlier with the questions. I'm waiting to hear back about some answers to some questions. We'll see if I got anything. Not yet. Thanks for everyone showing up for the tweets. Actually, I'm trying to figure out how I want to run the Twitter. I want to do more on Twitter. I might do some like short posts and stuff like that, like short little videos and stuff. Especially where YouTube is doing those shorts now with the less than 1 minute videos. Hell, I mean that's what I do. I do no BS short videos. So I gotta catch up with the shorts stuff and see if I can do something a little bit different over there. But anyway, yeah. Last May 9th we got surprised. It was May 8th. It should have been May 8th that we got it. At least that's the day that I posted that video. Let me see here. PPSH. They're here. What was the date here? May 8th. Yeah, it was May 8th, guys. May 8th was a Friday last year. So it's May 7th this year, and which is also a Friday. So I would say if the guns are going to pop up, it'd be tomorrow. But again, that's based off of last year. They might change it up this year. We'll see what happens. Do you think the smart shotgun is going to break the game? Absolutely not. It's a shotgun, and it might have a thermal on it. It's not going to be able to like look around corners or anything, man. It's going to be literally as if you had taken, like, I'm not kidding, take a 153 right now, put the TT 1000 or whatever the hell the little mount, the Picatinny rail that you can put on top of it, and then stick a thermal on it, and then put your resolution, and then step 10 feet back behind your monitor, because it's going to be a little screen. That's going to be what this looks like. That's going to be what it looks like. It's a little camera on the front of a shotgun, on a semi-auto shotgun. that has a thermal device on it, and it's a little tiny device. It's a little tiny camera or a little tiny monitor on the back of it. If any of you guys have ever played paintball with a electronic gun before, how it has the little LCD behind it, that's like literally what it is, except on a shotgun. So no, I don't think it's gonna break the game in the slightest. Gamer, and indeed, big time gamer. Why May 20th? Paulo, I just explained that. So if you go back and you rewind, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever, I'll when I'm breaking down everything I just talked about in the intro, that's it. But basically, it makes sense for them to stack their dates like that. It just makes sense for them to do something special on that day because it's the Thursday after a Tuesday that they had a big event happen. So yeah. Have BSG confirmed carbine kits for Glocks? No, not at all. I can't say not at all. I don't want to emphasize that because maybe I missed it because that is something that I could have totally missed. Makes sense though. We could see. Although that would be a little bit difficult to figure out. No, because you do. I mean, they kind of already have that, don't they? Because they put the stock on the. You can put the stock on those Glocks. So I would imagine why they. I don't see why they wouldn't add something extra. Maybe there's no functionality for a grip on the sidearms though, so maybe that's not in yet. We'll see. It's a good question actually. I wish I had asked that in my Q&A. I think I should have waited before upgrading my edition of Tarkov. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Just as a big thing, like this is when, however, like whenever a game is already out and I'm going to be stepping into it and I know there's sales, I look into it. Like specifically, I'm big into War Thunder right now. And I wanted to put some money into War Thunder. I wanted to get some new stuff to make it easier for me to grind. And so I knew that they do these sales. I knew that they do these big promotions every once in a while. So I looked it up. When's the next sale? I highly advise you guys, if you ever get into anything, you check and it's already out, look into sales. Look into see, check. It's literally just type in the game in the name and then sale and see what happens. If there's a pattern, generally there's some kind of summer sale with almost everything. There's some kind of summer sale with Steam as well. So always look into sales, guys, before you go and you make any purchase, and just see if it's worth it to just wait a couple weeks. You gonna play in the tourney? Nope. That's not my style right now. I'm kind of a news guy, and I just do other stuff. A big thing with if we wanted to get into that, since I'm sure someone else will ask the question, I can chat when I want to. You guys can go check out my PvP videos, and people are actually surprised when I do stuff like that, because I'm not just the news guy. Trust me, I can chat when I want to. But for me, in terms of content, I know that as a content creator, I know that if you make skill your thing, that you need to sweat all the time. That's why there's so much frustration in people's voices, and that's why it is easier for someone that if their thing is to be very good at something, and during a live stream and whatnot, that they do get frustrated more often than usual, because they always need to be they always need to be at their peak. They always need to be and of course plenty of people have their personalities and stuff like that, and that's good for like retaining any kind of following. But generally speaking, if your thing is being very good at a game and you're not being good at that game, then it's not doing you any favors. So I can be good at the game whenever, I can actually be good at the game, but it's in my opinion, to actually go at something a little bit different. So I'm going with the information and community side of things. So there's always going to be information on games coming up, whether it be about Escape from Tarkov, Ashes of Creation, Star Citizen, anything like that. It has nothing to do with me. It's going to be on the games themselves. And I can always cover other games. I can always grow communities for other games. I can always talk about something else. So I don't need to be at the top of my game in order to give you guys content. So that's actually a, how can I say, that's like a predetermined move on my part. So that I always have something to show off to you guys. And then it's a pleasant surprise whenever you see me play and I am able to get some cool kills here and there. So that's the reason why I don't do that kind of stuff. Unit 19 information, it's moved into 12.11. So when we see 12.11, we're going to see Unit 19. Do you thick like in game, or am I thick? Dump truck? I'm not sure. Do you think tasks need a rework in the future? I mean, I don't. So need is a weird word to use for that, because they are going to get reworked. We're going to have lore come in. We're going to have dailies, weeklies, times, stuff like that. So generally speaking, need is the wrong kind of word to use with that, because they just are. They are going to be changed. Is there any chance the offline multiplayer comes out anytime soon? We haven't heard anything about that recently, but they are super worried about making sure that the security is correct with that. With what Zachary's talking about here, guys, is there is going to be group offline servers coming in the future. So it's literally exactly how you have right now with the offline raids, except where you're solo now, you will then be able to play with your friends later. There will not be any progression. You can share gear. Actually, maybe that might not be a thing because they do need to worry about the security. I would assume you're going to be able to share gear in the raid. But they're worried about security. They're worried about people being able to figure out new cheats or be able to figure out new ways to game the system with real money transfer and stuff like that. So they're being super careful with how they run those servers. So that's why we haven't seen it yet. But at the bare minimum, you will, at some point in the future, be able to go into an offline raid with your friends. And so if you have that one buddy who's been playing a lot longer than you, they are going to be able to teach you some things without you having to worry about losing your gear. So that's the good thing for that. And we haven't heard anything recently about it, so we'll see. If I was head of marketing at BSG, I would 100% announce wipe right before or during Twitch Rivals. Get eyes on their game 2 days before 12.11. They don't really do that anymore. They're more of like the day of kind of thing. What I would see them what I would see happening, Agent, is with Twitch Rivals, they would say that there's going to be a podcast. And then in the podcast, they would do something. That's usually what they do, but you're on the right track there. So during the Twitch Rivals, I could totally see Nikita popping up at the end, or maybe they tweet at the end saying congrats to the winners or whatever. Oh, and by the way, talking Tarkov Thursday, that kind of a thing. And then during that podcast, they'll say something. Or maybe they'll say, we're going to upload it and maybe no podcast. But I doubt there's not going to be a podcast because they always do a podcast. We haven't seen anything about 12.11. And we haven't heard from them in a month. We haven't heard from them since they actually showed off what 12.10 is going to be. So I think there's going to be a podcast before that, if anything. So we'll hear about that and then the patch. Hotfix without any patch note early day. Coincidence. Also another famous Russian World War II gun is Nagant revolver. Yeah, people were talking about the Nagant revolver, and I agree. It totally makes sense. And it could be the Nagant revolver. But also something else that makes sense is last year we got the PPSH and the 1911. So we had something from Russia and we had something from another allied country. So if there was going to be, if they were going to follow the same kind of pattern this year, I'm thinking that maybe we get the SV. I'm thinking if anything, we do get the SVT, as my theory right now. But then on top of that, maybe we get one of the double barrel shotguns. Maybe we get the Colt revolver. The Colt Python was supposed to be coming. I don't know if the Python was a thing in World War II. Obviously, the Colt revolvers were a thing in World War II. So maybe we see something like that along with the SVT. But Nagant Python, Nagant revolver does make complete sense. So we'll see. The only part of my theory that I'm sticking to is that if they're going to add a gun, I believe at least one of them is going to be the SVT. Boop, 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 boop. We had an update today. Yeah, it was a little hotfix. If they are going to do something with the Victory Day thing, like I said during today's little intro thing, or today's topic explanation, last year the guns just appeared. So I even have footage of it. I was just doing my thing, playing the game. I was in Peacekeeper, and then just randomly out of nowhere just popped up a bullet that wasn't examined, and I thought that was weird that I didn't have it examined. I examined it, and it was 45 ACP, and then we went on from there. We're like, oh, holy shit, 1911. Oh, holy shit, PPSH and proper. So they will just appear. They won't say there's a maintenance. There won't be an update. You won't need to download anything. They will just appear in front of you. And that would most likely be tomorrow, unless this notification that just made my phone go off was something from BSG. I don't think it is. Doesn't look like it. That's what always worries me. Another thing with live streaming too, I've always missed something because I was live. So there could totally be a thing where they could tweet right now and I'd miss it because I'm talking to you guys. So I got to pay attention to that stuff. Yeah, no, nothing. It's just thanks for all the love though with the tweets though. So yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, so the hotfix that maybe there was also some stuff, but they could have also snuck something in as a surprise for the Victory Day as well. Imagine if the Smart Shotgun has a Twitch integration where the viewers have a different point of view during a raid. That would be nuts. That would be very nuts. That would be super cool. I just hope it looks better than what a lot of people do with their bit rates and stuff. Like what I'm having to deal with, the chaos that I'm having to deal with, because the bit rate with Tarkov, oh boy, or the bit rate with the graphics with Tarkov, especially after you take painkillers. Is that a sharpening thing? I forget if that, what's the main thing behind that? It's like anti-aliasing, anti-aliasing or sharpening or something like that. Sharper image. Anyone want a couch or some weird contraption? I don't know. Do they have sharper? Is sharper image just like a? Is that like just a United States thing? I don't even know. Who's in Europe or somewhere and has sharper image? Is that a is that a thing everywhere else? Just the random one store that you just go sit on a couch and get your back rubbed or whatever. Or have like a little drone. This is the most. I don't even know where we got. Never mind. Sharper image. Do you think they would add flamethrowers? No, I don't think they're gonna add flamethrowers, but we should get some at 1Gs. I mean, Molotovs. Does the mutant have a high rate of fire? I believe it's 800 rounds per minute, but some people have talked about it being slower than that. If it ends up being 800 rounds a minute, it's going to be cool. Do you think the KS-23M is too OP? Nope. Imagine if the smart shotgun... Yeah, we already got that. Yeah, I don't think the KS-23 is too OP. Is it possible there are going to be new quests next patch? I mean, of course it's possible. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about it yet, so... We will see. We will see. We're still waiting on the lore quests. Sharpening? Okay. Sharper is a US thing only? Okay. Sharper image equals more contrast. Yeah. Finally able to catch you live. What's up, Luke? Is it possible? Will it be possible to level recoil skill and hideout shooting range? I do not know. I do not know. USEC microwave. I hope we get a microwave in the stash. That'd be cool if we got a microwave in the stash too. There's some kind of little animation or something. There's many leaks of Streets of Tarkov, but I've heard Lighthouse is going to come out before Streets. If so, how come there isn't been any photos or leaks of Lighthouse yet? That's an amazing question. That's why I asked it during my my little Q&A here that I'm still waiting to hear back on. And that's true. So Lighthouse is supposed to come before Streets, but even sooner than Lighthouse is we're supposed to get at this factory expansion. We're supposed to get the factory expansion this next patch, and we haven't seen anything about the factory expansion either. So for some reason or another, we haven't heard from BSG, and we haven't seen anything from them for that factory expansion and 12.11. But as of the last time that we got an update from them, the current plan is factory expansion with 12.11. Some patch after that, whether it be literally, it could be anything. It could be 12.12, 12.13, 12.14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then if there was going to be a 12.20, that would be, in my mind at least, a point where they could make that the patch 13. Just to be clear, guys, because some people thought that this was a thing in the past. Patch 13 is not 12.
How do you handle the pressure? Fucking juice time.
Nikita says thank you. The only Reduno that welcome to the member. Welcome to the party here. Thanks for being a real nice guy. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. And Nikita is pouring some juice for you. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out the members only stuff over on the new community thing with the member only thing. Anyway, again, appreciate it. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, right. So it's going to be the factory expansion, which we haven't seen anything about, and also then oh, right. So actually, patch 13 is not 12.13. Patch 13 is a replacement. Thanks, for dude. MB, thank you very much for the 10 spot. Thank you. You're welcome. No problem. For whatever it might be, whether it's the streams or the content, whatever it might be. Appreciate it. Sorry, and no, I didn't get the answers yet, Jack. Okay, so yeah, so the way that works with the patches is it's 12.11 next, then 12.12, 12.13, 0.14, 0.15, 0.16, 0.17, 0.18, 0.19, and then 12.20 is like kind of like when they could do 13, but realistically they could skip around whenever they want or however they want. But patch 13, the Streets patch, is not 12.13. So we are not going to have Streets as a 12.13. So another way to say it is that we are not going to see 12.11, which is the next patch, and then we're not going to see, and then see a 12.12, and then a 12.13, and then have Streets. That's not how it's going to work. It's going to be many patches between that now and then, or between 12.11 and 13. So yeah, hopefully with everyone that speaks the different languages and stuff, and hopefully that makes sense to everyone now. Wipe when my current theory with wipe would be 12.11. Go check out my 12.11 video. For more info on that. No, we're a little bit more realistic here, Tirish, other than the Thursday. The Thursday thing, I mean, it's still likely to happen on a Thursday, just probably not this Thursday. Thompson 45 ACP or RPG are my guesses for surprise weapons as Russian World War II guns. RPG? RPG wasn't in World War II, bub. You mean, Jack, what was some anti, the only lot, did they have, other than them picking up like a Panzerfaust or picking up like a, what's the smaller one? I'm blanking on the Panzerschreck. Did Russia have, Jack, our community military expert, military weaponry expert? Did Russians have a anti-tank other than like the PTRS or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. Definitely not the RPG. I don't think it would be the RPG. Also, with the Thompson, the criteria here, at least for last year, was that it needs to be a commonly found thing in modern day Russia, but also was used in World War II. So that's why it was the PPSH in 1911. You can find 1911 very easily over there, and I'm sure you can find some PPSHs over there as well. The Thompson, I don't think you're going to find very easily over there. So that's why I said SVT. So we'll see what else pops up. And again, that's why I said revolvers, because revolvers are pretty easy to come by, especially if it was like a Colt revolver. And the double barrel shotgun. Double barrel shotguns have been around since like fucking ever. So, hell, that was one of the, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's one of the like OG things, like OG weapons to ever, like, you know, have, right, I don't know, what would it be? What am I trying to say here? Where the ammunition wasn't just like a packing or whatever. Like, so we went from muskets, and then it was Jack. What's the word I'm looking for here? Where the rounds, you would actually have a bullet, like actually having a bullet, or actually have a round. I'm blanking on the word so bad here, and I'm making myself sound like a complete jackass. But instead of having to like put the gunpowder in and then put the round in, it was actually all together. I think the shotgun, like the double barrel shotgun, was like one of those first things. So we've had double barrel. Basically, what I'm trying to say is we've had double barrel shotguns forever. So makes sense that it could be. Repeater. No, but I mean like the ammunition that you would put in the weapon is already put together. So it's like you have the single round. I'm blanking on it. Like shells, yeah. So instead of having to put in the gunpowder and even wasn't there even some flint? No, it wouldn't be a flintlock. Self-contained cartridge. There you go. CZU. Yes, self-contained cartridge. In terms of like first weapons that have the self-contained cartridges, double barrels are probably like one of the first. Breech loader as well, yeah, too. Breech loader, for sure. But yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so we haven't even seen anything about the factory expansion yet. So, in terms of Russian World War II AT weapons, do you think the PTRS or PTRD anti-tank rifles could be introduced? No, because those were rare even back then. I doubt that they're used very much at all today. I know they exist, but they need to be used in a little bit more common than that. But who knows? Maybe. World War II AT weapons were nade-based tube launchers and big bullet rifles. Yeah. Which I don't think Russia really had any. They had the yeah, they had the javelin. Yeah, they had a javelin. I forgot about that. Thanks, Jack. I'm glad you're here, bud. About the plans for open world, will all the raid maps get connected physically, or will some extracts lead to spawns and other maps? We don't know specifics about that yet, but we do know we're going to have map-to-map travel to test that before. What about SVT with detachable bayonet that you could stab with? That's supposed to be coming. There's supposed to be more melee and melee takedown related stuff along with that coming soon to including bayonets, but maybe with the SVT. I hope we get a bayonet with the Mosin as well. You mentioned that Unity 19 will do better with volumetric fog, but is there any more improvements with graphics or, for example, lighting? Biggie, go check out, if you go to the front page of my channel there and you type in, I gotta get a command for Unity 19 here apparently. Go to the front page of my channel and then in the search bar type Unity 19. I made a video specifically about that where I actually interviewed people who work in the game industry at prominent companies and used Unity 18 and then transferred to and then upgraded to Unity 19 specifically, so they know, and they are artists, so they know exactly what they get, what the benefits of Unity 19 are, And they did talk about volumetric fog, and they talked about some other things. I think it was mainly about like, it was something about the process of implementing artwork and stuff too that was good. So go check out that video. I explained it very specifically in detail for that video. Any word on stripper clips? I know that stripper clips are planned. I just don't know where they are. Maybe we'll see the real SVD. See a real SVD. What do you mean, Paulo? PTRS was spotted in Italy. Yeah, so I just in modern day Russia, I don't see people, you know, picking up PTRSs at their gun shops left and right. In the books, the protagonist finds a bunch of PTRDs. Oh, does he? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. That changes my theory. Okay, you've convinced me a little bit now if that's real. If that's a thing, for sure. Actually, yeah, you've convinced me. Imagine a scav spawn chance that allows you to spawn in as the scav boss. You cannot extract, but you get better loot for defense. Samurai, that's actually planned. So the Scav Life DLC, they've teased that with Scav Life DLC, depending on what you accomplish with that Scav Life DLC, you could become a raider, you could become a boss bodyguard, and even a boss themselves. But that's after launch. That's gonna be after launch. So when do you think the wipe is coming? Lewis, exclamation point wipe. Go check out my 12.11 video to get the full deets on that. But it is my theory that 12.11 will be a wipe. I know I'm not alone with that, and I didn't hear anything special from BSG or anything. It's just, I think it makes sense. So methinks that 12.11 will be a wipe. Any prediction on how PMC kill quest would work with the PMC karma system? I think they're just going to change up quests significantly. If you want to look more into karma, do exclamation point karma and check those out. I talked for literally hours about karma. I have a bunch of videos about, I have a bunch of the short videos about karma, and then I also have that live stream where I did a kind of puppet show of sorts, explaining how I think karma is going to work in the future. So I'd go check that out if you're looking for more info on that. The current SVD in game is the shorter barrel version. Wouldn't they just add a longer barrel then? Need a scav wifey? What would your biggest fear be if BSG were to be bought out by a larger... They're not going to be. They're not going to be. They're doing their own thing. They're making enough... It's a good question, Leon. And if we're going super, super, super hypothetical, honestly, I hope that if they were to be bought out by somebody like an Epic or a Microsoft or an Ubisoft or an EA, that... we get the custom armor hitboxes in before that, as well as the G36, because I will stop playing the game after that, pretty much. So those are the big things that I wanted in the game. So hopefully we'll have Streets of Tarkov, hopefully we'll have the custom armor hitboxes, and hopefully we'll have the SCAR and the G36 in the game before that day comes, because I've always wanted to play on Streets of Tarkov with a HK417. Also, I just really like the G36. And the custom armor hitboxes will change the game significantly, so I just want to see what happens with that. So if that day ever came, hopefully it's after those features, so that I can let it die. I can let it die in peace after that. Imagine spawning in surrounded by guards and having 900 HP. Yeah, that'd be cool. Also, you can just picture being surrounded by scavs and having your normal 480, 450 HP. Whatever it is, nowadays, because remember you have those bugs with those spawns sometimes, and you just immediately get schwacked. Just picture that, but where you don't immediately get schwacked. The RPD machine gun saw limited use in it did? The RPD was in World War... Jack, can we get a confirmation on that? The RPD was in World War II? Polo, of course. That's like one of the first things they're going to do. If any of those big companies get it, guys, that's one of the first things they're gonna do. They'll add microtransactions. And I have to be careful with how I word this, because they did a lot. Like, so if that ever happened, which it's not, but if that did ever happen, I could see sort of where BSG are coming from. Like, I could understand, but I would not like it. Like, I'd be angry about it. I'd be disappointed in Nikita. I'd be disappointed at the higher ups and everyone, all the decision makers at BSG for doing something like that. But they've been working on the game for like 7 years now, and if you guys don't know the full story, the game that's coming after Escape from Tarkov is like their real passion project, which of course they love Escape from Tarkov, especially all the new devs and especially everything that's popped up with it. They love the story, they love the universe, they love Escape from Tarkov, but everything has to be in moderation. So they've been working on this constantly for years now, and with how special the community can be, both in a negative way and in a positive way. Actually, I should say negative way last on that one. Both in a positive and a negative way. They can be very negative sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to drag on some people and they just said, all right, you know what? We're done. Let's move on to the next thing, which I don't think is going to happen. It just isn't going to happen. I'd be super disappointed if something. So just to make sure I answer that to your liking there, Leon. It wasn't Leon that asked that, isn't it? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So RPD was not in World War II. Yeah, I mean, it was around in 1944, so it's possible. Oh, actually, really? I doubt there would be more than one around in World War II. I'll look into that. Let's do some research on that. I'll look to see if that was a thing. I doubt it, though, guys. I really, really doubt the RPD is it. Morning, meow. I know it was designed in 1944, but I really doubt it. M1 bazooka or bust. Oh, right. Did the Russians, so like it was some Lend-Lease, maybe the Russians had some bazookas back then? But I don't think the bazooka is going to be in. I don't think the bazooka is coming. I'm going to predict PPS 43 submachine gun to be one of the surprises. Could be. In my mind, it'd be a little bit unfortunate because it's really similar to the PPSH, unless there's something that I missed there. So that would be a little unfortunate in terms of like diverse weaponry in the game. I hope we get something a little bit different, but I'll take it. Talking Karma, you think they're going to make PMC identification easier or just rely on people's knowledge of uniforms? It's gonna completely depend on you guys. So expect them to be hostile, but do your recon. Make sure you have positive identification of your target. Like, that's gonna be a big thing. If you don't know, then don't shoot. And if you don't know, but you really want to shoot anyway and see what happens. It's not gonna stop you. I think I got everyone that was up here. I'm a little bit behind. Bazooka, RPD. In the wiki, it says it was designed and produced from 1944 to the 60s. Yeah, I just still... It's a little bit too late for World War II. I'll agree with you guys. There is a possibility. There is theoretically a chance, and there's a possibility that it shows up. I would be surprised. Let's say it that way. I would be surprised if that is one of the guns. If the RPD is one of the guns. Alexander, we're getting the RPD at least with streets. So the unless they end up changing the loadout for that scab boss. What Alexander's talking about there, guys, is that the scab boss, one of the scab bosses on streets, is the guy that's going to be running his little gang out of the car dealership, and he, when last spoken about, was to have an RPD. So we could totally get the RPD in a patch before that. And it has been said in the past that they want it to come. I mean, they've wanted the RPD. They wanted the RPD done before the end of 2020, but the pandemic helped with that, I'm sure. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. RPD was not used in World War II. Was not produced in enough numbers to be dispersed to units. Yeah, like I said, guys, with the RPD, just to cap off the RPD discussion there. I agree with you guys that it makes sense, but I would be surprised. I don't think it's going to come in with specifically the Victory Day. So that is specifically the Victory Day thing. It's going to be coming at some point, but I don't think it'll come with the Victory Day thing. Do you think the wipe is on Thursday? I don't think the wipe is on Thursday. I don't think so, no. But that's what you're going to keep hearing. That's the big meme. In case you guys don't understand, it's like that is the most asked question. So it's literally anybody that goes live talking or playing Escape from Tarkov. That is constant. If you are able to scroll up in the chat, you will see at least 4 other people during this live stream that asked that same question. And I also have a command for it. And unfortunately, I get yelled at when I put !wipe in my title for some reason, because it's a quote unquote clickbait. But for a live stream. But yeah, so if you do !wipe, go check out my 12.11 video. You hear all my thoughts on the wipe. Could be the DP28 there. Yeah, could be the DP28. Careful with your exclamation points with your caps there. Nightbot doesn't like that. What about the AK-47? What about it? What about the AK-47 hammer? Last year was Soviet SMG PPSH, which is why this year I think we could get a profound US SMG during World War II, like the Thompson. Again, guys, with the Thompson, I don't think it's common in current day Russia. I don't think it's so. That's one of the major criteria for it. I would like to use it. It'd be really cool, but that's like kind of the thing is it has to have been used in World War II and be found in modern day Russia as well. And I don't think the Thompson fits that criteria, but who knows? We'll see. There's also a possibility that the new gun will be a Soviet water pistol thing for kids. Possibly. No, that's not possible. It's not going to happen, but that's still funny. An RPD would be lovely, but without a bipod weapon resting mechanic in game, it'll be fun trying to use it. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's a good point. Random question. How come that no other company tries to develop a game like EFT? Would love to hear your thoughts about it. They're trying. They're just late to the game. They are trying. What did I hear about? There was something recently. What was it? There was a game that was doing something like that recently. I'll get back to you on that. I think I have a note somewhere. There was someone that started to pop up, and I am hearing rumors of a AAA company taking a swing at that. I am hearing rumors of a AAA company taking a swing at that. Another thing that just can't really, at least easily, be repeated too is the process to this. It's the process of BSG being a handful of people that were very passionate about wanting the game to run a certain way. With Nikita. Nikita's a very special man. He's a very interesting and special person in all of our hearts and just in the world. So there is only one Nikita on this planet, and so yeah, and just this is like the whole universe and everything of how this is working is his brainchild. So between there being no kill cams, there being no third person, the as realistic as playable mentality, no microtransactions, no publisher there calling all the shots kind of a thing. I don't see it being very close to or being able to be repeated by anyone else, especially not a AAA company. Check BSG Instagram. BSG. It's a bear. Oh, oh, hello. Oh, so that's a suppressor. That's a suppressor. Here we go, boys. We got some cool shit. I need a breaking news alarm. All right, we got a bunch of shit here, guys. All right, everyone shut up. Everyone shh. So this is the picture that we couldn't figure out before. That is a suppressor. That is a suppressor if I've ever seen one. So that is definitely a suppressor. And then we got a bear. Hello, Mr. Bear. Okay, so we got some kind of hex suppressor, which again, this was thought of last time. I just didn't see how it was like able to connect or something. And given how that's set up there, it's probably for an AK because I feel like that would be the gas block that could fit in there somewhere. So this is probably going to be a suppressor for an AK. That is for I think the 155 shotgun. I think. Rifled 704. 704. All right, let's get the theories going. What do we got here? I'm thinking that might be a grip. 704. What do we got? What do we got with this? Let's figure this out. Integral suppressor, maybe? Well, it wouldn't be integral because it's still separate, but Rifle Dynamics gun 704 is the model number. Rifle Dynamics. Rifle Dynamics. Rifle Dynamics. Oh shit, is this the Is this the AK that they were like showing off a bit before? Shop, firearms, rifles. So we did see an upper receiver that said 545 on it before. That doesn't say it there. Rifle dynamics does make sense though. Where's that logo? Oh. AK pistol could be. I think that's a grip. I think that's a grip right there. So we need to look for where that is. SKS drum mag. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. That guy's a riot. I forget what his name is, but I always see him popping up in like TikToks and stuff and like YouTube videos yelling at people. All right, so I'm thinking this is probably something to do with an AK. I think that's a grip, and I think this is some kind of AK setup or something. Pants. Got some pantalones. Very nice, very nice. Are those Crocs? Okay. SKS drum. Interesting. I'll get some more hex attachments. Tree. I get to talk about my tree again. Tree. Very nice, very nice. All right, we got a tree and a bear. Interesting. All right, so we'll add this to the little video I was gonna pop up today. All right, cool. So all right, so we figured out what that is. That's some kind of actually no, integral suppressor would be how it works out, because especially if it's working with the gas piston or whatever you call it with the AK. Yeah, that would be considered integral. So yeah, you're right. Whoever mentioned that earlier. So yeah, if this is gonna be what hooks in, you are right. Yeah. So that, so the gun wouldn't malfunction correctly if you were to take this off. That would, yeah. So that would have to make that integral. So yeah, as a big suppressor, big. And then a Rifle Dynamics 704. Oh wait, what the fuck? He says 703 right there. So 704, 703, 7. This doesn't say anything about a 704. Rifle Dynamics 704. R7. Oh, that is the 704. Okay. So that's going to be it. Oh, and there it is right there, guys. That is it right there. It says Rifle Dynamics right there, and then you have the bit of a grip. Yeah, that's it. So if we do something like that. Actually, no, it'd be more like this. So in theory, that's what we're looking at right now. Except it looks a little different. See how it's like kind of a little bit of a black plastic kind of a thing, and then it comes down, it has some text here. It says 704, and then it comes down flat right here, and then you got the bit of the grip here. That's what we're looking at right here. Got the bit of the black plastic, and then it comes down flat, and then the bit of the grip with text right there. And it says 704. This is it. This is what we're getting. This is definitely it, boys. So cool. Throw that down a little bit. All right, cool. Q. What's it chambered in? Oh, and it's a Flannel Daddy edition. What is it chambered in, though? I'm assuming it's going to be 7.62 by 39. Does it say? Oh, he's got a video on it? I can't click on it. All right, so he's already used it. Grantham's got a... Flannel Daddy's already got a... He's already got a video on it, so you can go check that out. Yep, 7.62 by 39. Yep. And there's all the specs. Cool. So that is... Yeah, that's definitely it. This is definitely going to be it. This right here. This is definitely going to be it. Cool. New gun confirmed. The Rifle Dynamics 704 pistol. Now, whether it's going to be a Grantham edition or not would be interesting. He doesn't. Does he play games? Does he play video games? Does he like stream games? Anyone know? So I don't know if it would be the Grantham edition, but we're definitely getting the RD 704 pistol. 6.5 Creedmoor. Better than any AK 104. 408 Chi-Tac. Yeah, this is 408 Chi-Tac. Yeah, I forgot, guys. Yeah, definitely 408 Chi-Tac. Yeah, 408. Yep. Yeah, this is Yeah, this is gonna be the bullet that it shoots. That's 308, by the way. This is gonna be the bullet that this gun shoots. Yep. You heard it here, you heard it here first, folks. 408 408 Chi-Tac. That's 50 cal. This is probably it right here. And then this is maybe Lupua. I think this is it right here. Okay, cool. Interesting. Anything new on the Twitterverse? Let's see if we missed anything else that might have popped up. Boop 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 boop. They tweeted the pictures, and then just links to Instagram. Someone made a video about the complete backstory of USEC. That'd be interesting to watch. And just sales stuff. All right, let me just double check, make sure these aren't like different pictures or something. It is a different picture. All right, check this out. So we got the full look at this suppressor here. So it's just that's why I always click on the Twitter ones, because they crop them a little differently sometimes. So that's the full suppressor. It's actually shorter than what I thought it would be, but it's going to be integrated because I think it would be the gas block goes in, fits into that somehow. So methinks this is going to be for AKs. Methinks. Anyone else have an idea? Oh wait, yeah, there it is. And this is cropped differently too. Yep. So we were right. 704 pistol. It's going to be the Rifle Dynamics 704 pistol. This is why I always click on the tweets, because they, for some reason, they crop them differently. I think it's because on Instagram you can't do you have to do the squares. So we got the 704 pistol, Pantalones again as well, dump truck, tree. Whenever they post trees, I say tree with a smiley face. And then I'm pretty sure this is for the 155. And then this is cropped differently as well. So, yeah, this is for the SKS. What the fuck is that? I'm assuming it's a handguard, but I don't know what for. Probably an AK. Maybe a shotgun? That seems like that would be for a shotgun. That seems like that might be for a semi-auto shotgun, personally. Could be an AK, though. Could be an AK. Usually this is when I look in the comments to see if Clean or somebody picks up on some of this stuff. I don't see anyone, though. Yeah, so interesting. Bear. Interesting. It's kind of interesting. Not really my cup of tea, but cool. SKS, go Bert. I think this is for the 155. 704 pistol. Cool. Which is this too, by the way, again, guys. That's gonna be that is that 704 pistol. Pants. Always good pants. That looks like a SIG 226, maybe a Beretta. So maybe it's a USEC. Maybe this is for USEC. I think that's a Beretta. I think actually that might be a Beretta. Given that hammer and given that that barrel, it's probably a threaded barrel. Could be a Beretta. Might be something different. Is it a USP? They might do shit. I mean, not might, but they do shit like this all the time. Sometimes maybe they'll sneak a pistol that we don't know about yet in there. I think that's a Beretta, but I'll check it out later. I don't think it's a USP because the back of the USP is more flat than that, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a Beretta. I'll go check it out later though. And then tree. All right, cool. We got some news. Interesting. And again, guys, we've got the Victory Day sale starting tomorrow. We could get the new gun, and of course, I'll be here at 9 a.m. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow as well. So maybe we'll log in and see if we can see those new guns. And I will have a video up for today. And, of course, the instant, you guys just saw my Twitter there, and I'm talking to my friend over at BSG through Twitter. So I haven't, unfortunately, gotten the responses yet to those questions, but hopefully we get them today at some point. So you guys will know as soon as I do. And that's going to, of course, be its own video. And then given everything that I talked about as the topic today, as well as these leaks here, I'm also going to grab another cup of coffee, and then I'm going to immediately get going on this video. I'll talk about some of the stuff in this video because the 704 is pretty cool. We got the integrated suppressor, and we got some knick-nads, whatever you call it, knickknacks, something like that. Nads are, I think nads have something to do with the ball sack, so maybe not that, but knickknacks and stuff like that. Giggity. But along with the Victory Day sale stuff and the Twitch Rivals thing, I'm gonna toss that all together in a video, so you guys will see that. You guys will see that sometime later today. So again, guys, and that's gonna do it for today as well, because I usually keep these to about an hour. So cool stuff. And actually, that was the title yesterday. So interesting stuff. As usual, subscribe to the channel for the latest Escape from Tarkov news. And if you guys didn't get your question answered or anything like that, the VOD, because we didn't listen to any copywritten music today, will be up later today, pretty soon after I've ended this stream. So you can ask your comments in there, or you can ask me directly tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern for the Good Morning Tarkov morning show. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.